I have, you may have noticed, and a lot of people have been noticing lately on my pedal board, I have two of these new Xotic clean boosts. They're called the EP boost, which is based on the old Echoplex preamp section. I don't really know much about that because I never really used an Echoplex, but I knew that when I plugged into this the first time, it was for me. I mean, it automatically warms up an amplifier. It makes, you know, sometimes run-of-the-mill amplifiers maybe that are not your boutique amplifiers, but some of the lower priced amplifiers sound great immediately because it makes the guitar hit the front end of the amplifier a little bit harder, and I think that softens it up and it sounds automatically a little compressed. Not compressed like a compressor, but kind of a natural compression like good tube amps kind of get. So I have two of them, and I'll explain to you why. Inside the EP boost, there's like little dip switches that you can adjust. I have one that's I have adjusted to where the high end is backed off a little bit, and I have one that's just set normal. And I also have one before and one after my AC boost. So two different things. Let me show you this EP boost right here is the one that's a little bit darker. Here's my guitar without the EP boost. And here it is with it. That's without. Hopefully you can hear this in the recording. It really warms things up really nicely. And then I have the other one which is set normal, which as you'll hear is a little brighter. Here's the other EP boost. And here's the one that's set normal. You can hear it's a higher end thing. So for me, it's depending on which amp I'm using, which sound I want, which guitar I have, I can use either one. I can use one that's a little bit brighter, the normal setting, or I can use the one with the dip switch that's backed off a little bit, so it's a little bit warmer sounding. And another thing, I have one before my AC and one after, which is kind of the concept, the old concept of the AC Plus, was that you could have two different preamp sections and you could combine which one, you could decide which one comes first. And here's a really obvious example of why, what that difference is. Here's the AC boost by itself, which I've been using for the last 5 years. And I'm going to tune up for your ears and my ears too. This is the AC boost by itself that I've used for my recordings and my live stuff for the last. And here's the EP before it. Without it. With it. Brightens it up and it gives it a little bit more gain. Without. With. So that's kind of cool. But for another, when you put the EP boost after the pedal, it's going to clear it up a little bit. My experience is that whatever is, as far as distortions go, whichever one comes later in the signal path, you kind of hear the qualities of that pedal more than the one that's before it. So if I put the EP after the pedal, it cleans it up. It makes it big and round sounding, but it's more of like a Dumble sound almost. It's like a cleaner, not as fuzzy sound. So here's the EP after the AC. It's very sensitive, and you can get like really, you can clean it up with your fingers, you know. And I'll go back to the EP before, you'll hear the difference. It's rockier and it's more fuzzy. After and before. So having it before, you hear more of the AC boost itself, which maybe is a little bit more of an aggressive sound. Where if I have it afterwards, it cleans it up and it makes it nice and, for lack of better description, it sounds like a nicely overdriven amplifier, but not so gainy. That's after and before. And after. It's pretty cool. So that's why I have both of them on my pedal board, because they both do kind of different things.